Hello. Welcome to spring. It might still be gray outside. The cherry blossoms are not out, but it is time for spring cleaning. I have too much stuff in my house, which is crazy that I'm now currently bringing something into my house, but we're going to rearrange. This is like we'll explain. A storage thing coming. I need to downsize a lot of things. There is no reason why I have so many pairs of jeans when I only wear 2 pairs. There are a lot of books I need to get rid of. I've kind of let a lot of little things build up, and I do a lot of like small cleaning, but I really want to do some larger organization projects that I keep putting off. We're going to start in the living room, and what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be moving this beautiful bookshelf yonder so that I can put this little storage unit right here, and it's actually going to be my tea and coffee area because that just takes up too much counter space, and we just got a toaster because Kurt loves toast, and I truly understand. But the toaster takes up a lot of room. And there's things that don't need to be here. Things could be organized in a better way. So today, I think I'm going to be just moving the bookshelf and putting this here, and then we can kind of get rid of stuff as we go. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm actually gonna get this out of the box first. I don't know what I'm doing. I should have come up with a plan, but here we are. Welcome to the video. God, I do have to open the window. Oh, whoo, toasty. All right. How is one supposed to get this out? Why did I choose to do this the second that Kurt went to a cafe? Wow, it's put together for me. Oh, okay. That's weird. Ah. It's like going to one of those Wreck-It rooms or whatever, where you get like a hammer, smash things. Ugh. Love this, love this, love this. The drawers open so smoothly. Okay, that's so wonderful. I don't know why I did that first, because I need to move that bookshelf, moving it over there. How should I do this? I'm just gonna empty each shelf. Let's just get the things in place first, and then I'm going to separate them out later, just because we're doing a book swap. If you're new to this channel, if you're new to Korea, I try every single season to do a like book event where you can swap books for free usually, or sell them if you want to. We're doing another one, but it's not until May. So I might do my book weeding closer to May. So I think I'm just gonna move everything now and decide when I wanna do that later, okay? So all of this is moving. I'm such a like tchotchkes. I always tell myself like, oh, I'll just buy a small thing as a souvenir. But then if you have enough small things, oh, here's my North Pole diploma. If you fly on Finnair, you usually take the North Pole route if you are going to Helsinki, and they give you a diploma that I graduated from North Pole school. So I have like 5 of these. Why do I have them? Why do I keep them? Just in case somebody needs to see my credentials. Ooh, ah, oh, God. Thank God I didn't overreact. All-time favorite cover. If I could get that little goldfish tattooed on my body in a place that I would want it forever. My issue with tattoos is placement. I've got plenty of ideas. I've got plenty of things I would love to have on my body for the rest of my life, but placement. If you have the first book in the Raven Cycle series of this particular edition and you're selling it, you know who to call, okay? Actually, you need to call my friend Sydney first and then call me. Thank you. Okay, that's just trash. Ugh. Scientific measuring. All right. Okay. Wow, that moved nothing. Okay. I am a mid-30s woman with a back that can be injured. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Perfect. Okay, there's like still clutter on the ground, but I think this looks cute. And then this is our new tea area. I'm gonna have to figure out, it looks a little, that wall just looks very blank. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, we're gonna move everything that's in that corner over here, and I'll put all of my tea and stuff in here. My photo is finally off of the floor. I took that last year in Japan. We'll figure that out. I don't know if we're gonna get rid of that chair. We need to do some things off. If you have any ideas, whether it's just like hanging another piece of art there, or am I just overthinking it and putting something there would make it more crowded? Anyway, so pleased with the change. And then I wanna do like my clothes and things like that. I'm gonna do the bedroom tomorrow. I'm just feeling, I need to take a shower. I'm feeling covered in dust. I just took out the cardboard, so the house feels a little bit less crowded. Yeah, right now it's just like the knickknacks, these little things that I need to go through. But yeah, that was a lot easier than expected. I thought it was gonna be a lot longer. Let me actually turn on the, hey, good afternoon. Turn on the light for you. I think it looks cute. Our little bookshelf area. Yeah, I'm not mad about this. Well then, I will see you soon for the rest of our cleaning. I need to mop, deep clean the bathroom. Lots to do, but already feeling good about this. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? I gotta eat dinner. See ya. Good morning. Hi. We're at Ugly Bagel Bakery, eating an ugly bagel. It's fine. It's bread. It's bread with olives and cheese, so I can't complain. I took a couple days off because I wanted to just hang out with some friends, have some time for myself. I needed to work on some book-ish channel things. Yesterday, I met up with Emily and Clem, and happy to announce we finally got into Papa Yunhee, the antique and LP store, like record store that is never open in Yunhee. It was open, and the second we walked inside, the man just popped out. He's like this older man, and he just pops out with this camera, and he's like, want a photo? And it was one that like prints out, they look like receipts. Anyway, so we got a souvenir photo for being in that store for like 2 seconds. It was so funny. Yeah, the air quality has been bad and it's been kind of rainy, so I'm excited to be in good weather. The sky was blue yesterday, but we're doing something kind of exciting. I'm trying to get out of the house before we go into lockdown because of BTS, which I'll talk about later. But I found I've showed you before this thing called the writing room, where you can go and you can rent like a desk basically, and you are sitting in a silent place. You're like in a shared space, but you just sit quietly and you can write for however much time you've like rented the space for. And there's a lot of things like that popping up recently, specifically with like reading rooms. And so I'm going to one today. We're in the Shindang area, which it's been up and coming for a long time. Like it's been a cool place for a while. A lot of hidden gems here. And yeah, it's called Odds Books, and I rented us I think the whole bookstore. And we can just read, and I think they have music, and they have an upstairs where you can rent like a projector if you want to have a couple of your friends watch a movie. They've got bean bags. So yeah, we're gonna check that out, but I just wanted to say hello. And yeah, and then tomorrow is the BTS concert show that has brought Seoul to a standstill. But we will, like I said, I'll talk about that in a bit. I'm gonna finish my coffee, and I will see you at the bookstore. Catch you in a bit. Hi, happy Sunday. We skipped Saturday because Kurt and I just went to the movies. We saw Paris, Texas, and then we watched the BTS thing. Very strange to be able to drive by it like 5 minutes ago. I started listening to K-pop in 2006, so it's very crazy to see it be what it is now. I have not been to Yeonhee on a weekend in a very long time, and I am remembering why. I just want to hit like 1 or 2 stores. There's a store over here that only opens on really random days, so we're gonna do that. Oh my god, the cutest dog is walking by me. Hold on. Okay, anyway, we're gonna go to a cafe that I need to locate. Coffee and then a little vintage interior shopping.
I'll fix what's broken for you, no cost. When the good earth gives in, what's left ain't ours. I'll float in the ocean, I'll swim through space. What I thought it was, it isn't. But I'll remember that face.
Everything in there was so beautiful. Out of my price range, but if you have someone in your life that loves tea and wants like really high quality tea stuff, gorgeous little store. Oh my god. Okay, now let's go look at lamps that are also out of my price range.
Da, 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 da.
Another beautiful morning. It really feels like spring. I'm in my trench coat that I haven't worn since I was in Ireland back in autumn, so I'm very excited. And we're meeting Penny. We're gonna try and sit outside and invite spring to come. I just was watching my old spring vlogs from last year. I'm very excited. I feel like everyone in the city is very excited to be wearing light jackets. It's the little things. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna just have coffee and then more coffee and then maybe cake.
Still feel like I used
walked in because I'm filming a video on my book channel. I have been doing a monthly thriller live reading experience where I try to try to solve the mystery before the end of the book. And I'm 30% of the way through our most recent one. If you would like to join, I think it will be up by the time that this vlog is up. I love my new setup with my bookshelf and my little window, especially at night. It's so cozy with my candle warmer. It just smells really good sitting here. So we're going to be meeting up with Chedin and Alex tomorrow to finalize our plans. We're going to Gyeongju together to see the cherry blossoms. So got limited time, so we're gonna try and see as much as we can, have a solid plan in place, and I'm just drinking a gallon of chamomile tea. So I'm gonna knock out. I'm literally falling asleep as I'm reading, so I will see you bright and early on, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? And, oh my god, and we're finally gonna go see Project Hail Mary, which is what I have been waiting for years, honestly. So, see you then.
Elle panique à l'idée d'en faire trop, de vieillir prématurément. Elle panique à l'idée d'être de trop, de s'ennuyer un instant. Elle a peur que tu t'en ailles, perdre tes représailles. Elle a peur pour son petit frère, elle a peur pour son derrière. Elle panique, elle panique, elle panique. Fous-moi la paix, ma sale caboche, tu ne me feras pas sombrer. Je t'aurai à grands coups de pioche si tu ne laisses pas tomber. Elle flippe qu'on ne l'aime plus, elle balise de ses mérins chauds. Sa pressure, sa la tue, sa lessive dans son tambour.
Hello, testing. Just got back from Project Hail Mary. Like I think I said this already, but Kurt and I have been waiting. We both read the book when it came out, so we've been waiting for years for this. We both really liked it. We thought it was a really good adaptation, and I cried, I laughed. There are so many parts where, because there's no sound in space, it was completely dead silent in the theater, and there's one part that makes you crack up, or at least me, I laughed, and the theater dead silent, including like the movie. And so I'm sitting there trying to hold it in because I don't want to be the one person who's like, bah. Anyway, I laughed, I cried. It was visually so stunning. So glad we saw it in IMAX. I think even if you haven't read the book, they just did a really wonderful job of telling the story. So yeah, great. I'm so glad we saw it. And now it's like 9:30 or something, and I've been awake for way too long. My body is getting onto its summer hours, and so I wake up really early. As the sun rises earlier, I rise earlier, and so here I am waking up naturally at 6:30 every morning so far, and it's only going to get worse as we get into summer. So yeah, I need to go to bed earlier and probably have wacky dreams. I had wacky dreams last night as well because I read a murder mystery too close to bed, and then I looked at my friend's Instagram stories, and she was in Forks, Washington, looking at Twilight stuff, and so I dreamt of the murder mystery, but the detective was Charlie Swan. And anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. What an interesting collection of days. This vlog, I think, spanned maybe 2 weeks, just because there were a lot of days in between where I was doing really boring work where I stayed in my house all day long. Now that the weather's better, I'm venturing out of my house, which is nice. But yeah, going back to the BTS thing, it was so funny. Kurt was listening in from the other room, and when they started to play Butter, he was like, oh, they're playing an old song. And to me, and I was talking to quite a few of my friends about this, like, to me, Butter is like a new song. Like, I knew them from debut, so to me, I feel like Blood, Sweat, and Tears is the last single that I remember like paying attention to, and then it felt like they just went international and like left me behind, which is fine. It's funny that like anything after Blood, Sweat and Tears I feel like is like brand new material, but like Butter and Dynamite are old songs now technically. So it's, yeah, man, time flies. Bizarre. It was crazy because they Korea for the first time ever sent a English language emergency alert. They haven't done that for like earthquakes. I distinctly remember one time I was in one of my first offices when I was still working an office job. It was on the 11th floor. And I remember looking down, we all got the emergency alert. So the alert goes like, mer, mer. I looked down. There was a word that I didn't know. So I looked up in confusion at my coworker sitting diagonal from me, and he goes, earthquake. And as he's saying quake, the whole 11th floor just goes, and we just continued to look at each other like, whoa, until it stopped. Yeah, there was like a year in which we randomly had like 3 or 4 earthquakes in a short amount of time. If anyone remembers that, it was like 2015. Not fun. Wouldn't recommend, especially as a Californian. I'm like, I left California. Why am I dealing with this? But anyway, Project Hail Mary, great. Temperatures above 15 degrees Celsius, also great. This morning I met up with Alex and Chenin. We know what we're going to do in Gyeongju. We've got a loose plan. Mainly we're just going to walk around and it's going to be great. Anything else to report? I don't think so. We're definitely going to do Gyeongju, and then we're going to come back to Seoul and see as much of spring here as possible. And then I might venture a little bit further south and show you around some towns that I recently have been like watching my older videos, and I realized that like other people don't do that. That's fine. I make these as a record for myself, but there are a lot of places that I feel like, oh, I don't want to go back there and make another video because I was just there and like people will be bored. But those videos are from like 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. I haven't been to Gwangju in like 4 years or something like that. Haven't been to Jeju in a really long time. Like there's just a lot of places that I feel like, oh, I go there all the time. But because time does not exist anymore in a logical sense, post-COVID, man, it actually has been a long time, and like they're very worth revisiting. And I always talk about how Korea changes so fast. So even if I went every month, all of these places would be different. So anyway, I want to get back out to exploring domestically, show little pieces of Korea that I love before it gets too hot to go outside. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to leave you here. Thank you for being around for this, like I said, odd collection of days. And I will see you next week, I think. Gyeongju, the magnolias are out in Seoul, which means that they're definitely out in Gyeongju, which means the cherry blossoms are days away. So I'm so excited. I'll see you there. And yeah, thanks as always. Go watch Project Hail Mary. Go read Project Hail Mary too. Okay, chat next time.